Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Lexus Fei Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Now, today we are doing a yoga flow where we'll be traveling to the front and to the back of the yoga mat often. So we'll be doing some transitions or some flows that you're probably not used to or that we don't do often in my classes or videos to shake it up a little bit. Now we'll be focusing on our hips, on our twists, and on our hamstrings. Now, if that sounds good to you, go ahead and roll out your mat. Hit the like and subscribe buttons down below and we'll flow right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Sending that right foot back. Now I'll start by shaking out the body, wiggling out. Heel toeing the feet towards the outer edges of the mat, turning the toes away from each other. We'll extend the arms out to a nice wide T, splay the fingertips. And take a few deep breaths here. Good. We'll start to twist towards our left side, lifting our right heel as we do so. Twisting through center to our right side, lifting the left heel. And we'll move back and forth at a pace that feels right to you. Warming up the shoulders, the hips, the spine. And we'll let the arms run out of momentum, coming to rest by our sides, moving to our Tadasana, our mountain pose. We'll bring the ankles under the knees, under the hips, lift tall through the spine, pull the shoulders back as we rotate the palms forward, close the eyes. And a few more deep breaths here as we press down into our toes. And with our eyes closed, we'll start to challenge the balance by wiggling around. Now we can be moving in some figure eights from the hips. We can just sway side to side, keeping those eyes closed, press down through the toes. We'll really start to wake up our balance today. Nod the head yes, and shake the head no. And we'll come back to our neutral, back to our Tadasana. As we open the eyes, with a nice big breath in, we'll lift to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Engaging the core, reaching forward with the top of the head. Exhale to fold, and we'll take a moment to pause and play around here. Now we can pedal out the legs. We can wiggle or sway the hips. We can grab for opposite elbows and find a sway side to side with the upper body. Finding some way to play in this pose. With our next in-breath, we'll move to that halfway lift. Again, light weight in our hands. We're using our core, flattening out the back. Exhale, hinging forward. And with our in-breath, we'll lift up towards the ceiling again. Exhale, hinge from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And we'll drop the arms down from the shoulders. And nod the head yes. And shake the head no. Allowing the upper body to be heavy, to droop towards the floor. The arms to be like wet noodles hanging down from the shoulders. And we'll add a little more bend to the knees. So we can start at the lowest point of our spine as we ragdoll or slowly roll our way up to standing. Keeping the arms and the top of the head down to the floor for as long as we can. And then we can find some shoulder rolls or some shrugs at the top. Wiggling out, and we'll make our way to the top of our mat. With a nice big inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, we'll hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. This time we'll airplane the arms up and back behind to the body. So we're long across the collarbones, pulling the shoulder blades into the spine and the palms down towards the floor. Exhale, hinging forward. We'll drop the hands down to the floor, stepping, hopping, or floating our feet back to a plank pose. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide so we can ground down through the ends of our fingers. We'll start to shift further forward. Hug those elbows in. Exhale, chaturanga to an up dog or a cobra. And then we'll send the hips up and back behind for our down dog. And do some more wiggling out here. Again, we can swivel the hips. We can pedal out the legs. Find a little bit of a bounce. Now we'll slide the hands about one hand's distance in closer to the toes. Maybe walking the feet a little further apart, adding more of a bend to the knees so we can really press into the hands and send the tailbone up and back behind. And we'll do that again, sliding the hands a little closer towards the toes, pressing up and back through the hips. And we'll continue to walk the rest of the way in towards the feet till we're in our forward fold again. With an inhale, we'll move to our halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. Lift us up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and we'll reverse. Now we're going to walk or crawl the hands forward. Back to our plank pose. Now we can send the hips up and back behind straight to our down dog from here. Or we can add that flow with our chaturanga to an up dog or cobra. And then send the hips up and back for our down dog. Wiggle out some more. And we'll send our left leg up and back behind. Circle the ankle out in one direction. And then around in the other. We'll bend at the knee. Draw the knee to the nose as we shift forward. And step the left foot down at the top of our mat. Big breath in. And an even larger breath back out as we press down through both feet. Inhale, lift the chest, crescent lunge. Arms reach towards the ceiling, the chest shines forward. Now we'll bring hands to our heart center, pressing the hands against each other. And we're going to think lower abdomen, belly button area, as we start to twist open to our sides. So we're engaging the core to start the twist. We're not twisting from the shoulders. The abdomen is going with us as we twist to our left side. And we can stay here up nice and tall in our twist. We can drop our right elbow to our left knee in our twist. Or we can extend both arms long here in our twist, using our left knee as leverage to help us twist a little further. Then in breath, we'll start to lift the chest up first, and then untwist, reaching the chest over to our right side. So we can drop our right heel down on the mat, bending again into our left. We'll swivel the hips up towards the top corner of our mat and send the arms up for a warrior one. Pressing evenly through both feet, we'll start to hinge at the waist, moving to our humble warrior. So the chest softens to the inside of our left knee. The arms sweep up and behind the body, palms down towards the floor. And with our inhale, we'll start to lift back up again, reaching both arms up. And then we'll pivot around to our right side. Drop our right heel down, perpendicular to our front foot for our warrior two. Now extending out through our left leg, we'll send the hips back behind so we can reach forward with the left hand as we start to hinge and move to our triangle pose. Now your triangle may be up here and that is okay. Or you may like to have a block beside you for this triangle pose, and that is great too. Now we'll pivot our right shoulder down towards the floor, adding a bend into our left knee and dropping our right hand down alongside our left foot, pivoting around on the right toes and sending the left arm up for a gentle twist. We'll bring the left shoulder around, frame out the front foot, send it up and back behind. Drop both heels over to our right side. Lift the left arm, side plank. Exhale, circle the chest back around towards the floor in our plank pose. We'll shift forward, chaturanga to an up dog or cobra, and to our down dog. Wiggling out. And we'll slide the hands a little closer towards the toes. Send hips up and back behind. Walk the hands a little closer towards the toes. And we'll just keep walking them in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. We'll send them up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, halfway lift, airplane the arms back behind, engage the core, reach forward with the top of the head. Exhale to fold. We'll reverse and walk our way out to our plank. Optional chaturanga to up dog or cobra. Or we can move straight to our down dog. Now extending our right leg up and back behind. We'll circle the ankle out in one direction. We'll circle the ankle around in the other. Bending at the knee, shifting forward, stepping that right foot to the top of our mat. We'll bring a full breath in and fully release that breath back out, pressing evenly through the feet. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And we'll move to our twist. Again, belly turns first and then the shoulders. We can stay up nice and tall here, or we can hinge forward and bring our left elbow to our right knee. With an inhale, we'll start to lift the chest back up. Reach the arms to the ceiling, and we'll pivot around. Drop the back heel at a 45-degree angle away. Hips come back towards the top corner of our mat. Send the arms up, warrior one. And we'll move to our humble warrior, hinging from the waist. Sweeping the arms up and around behind the body to airplane. And again, with an inhale, we'll start to lift the upper body back up. And we'll just keep untwisting until we have brought our left foot perpendicular to our right. Bend into the right knee. Now we'll lengthen out through the right leg. Send the hips nice and back behind. Reach the right hand forward before we start to hinge again. Triangle pose on this side. Now we'll circle that left hand all the way around till the shoulder and the hand are pointed down to the floor, adding a bend into our right knee so we can pivot up onto our left toes. Plant the left hand beside the right foot, and we'll send the right hand up for a gentle twist. Now from here, we can drop the hand down to our center plank, send our right foot back, or we can drop the left foot to the outer edge of the outside of the foot, and send the right foot back, moving straight to our side plank. Exhale, we'll move back through center. So the chest is pointed down at the floor. Sending the hips straight up and back for our down dog. We'll add even more of a bend. And we're going to frog hop to the top of our mat. Inhale, extending the legs as we lift the upper body for our halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. We'll reach up to the ceiling, shifting our weight into our right foot. We'll pick up the left, moving to a staff pose. Hinging from the waist, we'll press our left heel back behind the body as we airplane the arms, moving to our warrior three. So softening through the right leg, reaching back with the left heel. And we'll drop those left toes down. Inhale, crescent lunge. With our exhale, we'll lengthen out through our right leg. Drop the left heel. Reach as far forward as we can as we start to hinge forward. With our inhale, we'll start to lift the upper body back up. Reach the arms up to the ceiling, and we can pause here with the arms straight over the body. Or we can start to find a baby back bend, reaching the hands up and back a little further. Exhale, circle the hands all the way around. Add a bend to our front foot, and we'll reverse. Pick up the left, and we can keep our fingertips down, or we can lift to our warrior three. Inhale, shifting the chest back up as we bring our left knee around, out in front of the body. And then we'll set it down. Wiggle out. And again, with an in-breath, we'll circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive the arms. We'll shift our weight into our left foot as we pick up the right staff pose. Now we'll press the right heel back behind as we shift the chest towards the floor. Warrior three. Dropping our right toes down. Inhale, crescent lunge. We'll extend out through our left leg. Drop the right heel. Hinge forward. With our inhale, we'll lift the upper body towards the ceiling, keeping our front leg long as we send the arms up towards the ceiling, or find a little bit of a back bend as we reach the chest towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, circling all the way back and around. Adding a bend to the left leg, we'll pop up on the left. Press back through the right, and we can keep our hands down to the floor, or we can reverse and put the hands out in our airplane. Driving our right knee forward, bringing it up in front of the body, back to our staff pose. And we'll set it down. Inhale, reach tall to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands down, and we're going to hop back to our plank. Hips will go up and back behind down dog. And we'll start to walk the hands in towards the toes. Take your time. Really press through the fingertips as we send the tailbone up. Moving back to that forward fold. With an inhale, we'll halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Pausing. We'll wiggle out the arms. We'll wiggle out the head. And we'll slow roll or ragdoll to standing. Rolling the shoulders out. Maybe taking the neck side to side. And with an inhale, we'll reach the arms up towards the ceiling, lifting the left knee up as well, back to our staff pose. Now, pivoting that left hip out to our side, we'll bring the bottom of our left foot to our right leg for a tree pose. Removing the left foot from the right leg, circling the hip back out in front. We'll kick out with our left foot, bend through the right, and we'll drop the heel of our left, and then the toes of our left. Now reaching forward as we hinge, we'll stop halfway and airplane the hands up and back behind. With an exhale, we'll soften the rest of the way forward. Now, if your back leg is talking to you, pivot your right toes out a little further to our side mat. We'll shift forward to add more of a bend to our left knee, moving more to a shortened runner lunge. With an inhale, we'll pick up the right leg, bring it up in front of the body, staff pose. Now we'll open the hip to our side, tree pose. Bringing the bottom of the right foot to the left knee or left leg. And we'll remove the right foot from the left. Close the hip, bring the knee back out in front of the chest. We'll kick out with the leg. Soften through the left. Drop the right heel. And then toe. Reach forward with the arms as we hinge to halfway lift. Airplane the arms, pull shoulder blades in towards the spine. And with our exhale, we'll hinge the rest of the way forward. Add the bend into the right knee. We'll shift forward, pick up the left as we lift to standing, bringing the left knee out in front of the chest, staff pose. And we'll drop the left foot down and wiggle out. Now with a nice big inhale, we'll reach the arms up to the ceiling, lifting the chest, finding a little bit of a baby back bend. With our exhale, we'll circle the arms all the way around as we start to bend through the knees. Moving to a squat, rolling forward onto the balls of our feet. We can wrap the arms around the legs. We'll drop the chin to the chest so we're protecting the back of the head. And from here we can roll back onto the mat. Or if that's a little too scary, a little too high for a fall, we can unwrap the hands, drop one back behind and then the other. Then roll into our ball again and rock and roll forward and back, or roll side to side. Now, we'll find a little bit of Savasana, a little bit of relaxation after that flow. Finding a comfortable place in your body, whatever that means to you today. It may mean grabbing some pillows to put underneath of your knees to help your back flatten a little more towards the floor. It may be grabbing some socks or a blanket to keep you warm. Taking a little bit of time to do anything you need to make yourself a little more comfortable. And then we'll close the eyes. And with each exhale, allow the body to soften, to melt into the earth, to relax and let go. We'll fully let the breath out before bringing in a new breath. For the little while, striving to make our exhales a little longer than our inhales, before we eventually let all thoughts of the breath go. We'll start to bring another large breath in through the nose. And let it out as a sigh. We start to wiggle the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, inviting in some movement, some energy. Then when you are feeling ready, go ahead and roll to one side or the other. And we'll take our moment of gratitude here. Thank yourself for coming to your mat today, for taking this time out of your busy day, your busy week to refocus on your body and on your breath and the connection between them. Give yourself a nice big mental hug. Say thank you. Then again, when you are ready, you can start to press into the earth. and lift us up to a seated position. We'll bring one hand down to the floor beside us and reach the other up and over the body. Cartwheeling the arms, switching sides. Moving through center again. We'll close the eyes one last time as we bring another large breath in through the nose. Let it go as a sigh. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy.